So, for this episode of Drew Talks, I thought it'd be fun since we're approaching graduation season to do a quick list of 5 things I think every high school graduate should know. I know this year is a little cattywampus for graduations, but it is still a time of celebration, and we're about to launch our kids into the world, and hopefully they will be an arrow thrown from a bow and not a boomerang. So there are 5 things I want every high school graduate to know. First one, money comes from work. Okay? It does not come from your parents. It doesn't come from the government. It comes from work. If you can kind of mold that into your way of thinking, you are much more likely to be successful. Number 2, not everyone gets married and not everyone has kids, and that is okay. Do not make it as part of your worth or life goal to find a mate and to have children. The best marriages, I believe, are formed when you meet somebody and they just catch you so off guard because you weren't even looking for them. And you just know that that is the one. If you're out there trying to find a spouse and this has become something that is so crucial to your identity, you are going to start to find potential spouses in areas that there should not be a potential spouse idea at all. So be okay with the fact you might not get married and you might not have kids. I know a lot of people have completely fulfilling lives, and neither of these 2 things are part of that. Okay, so that's okay. Number 3, look at people as individuals and not as groups. If you go to college, you're going to have some professors that will tell you, well, we need to look at this group. People in poverty are this way, or this demographic is this way. Don't look at people like that. Even when people are trying to be super benevolent and they're putting people in groups to help them, group solutions very rarely work because what might help one individual in a demographic might hurt another. And so just start looking at a person as an individual. They're an individual with individual rights. Their value is equal to another individual. And that's a much better, cleaner way to look at the world than trying to put a bunch of people into groups and saying, well, people that are this way are going to be more like this. Again, individuals, not groups. Number 4, you own your own choices. This is an important one. You are not responsible for the choices somebody else makes, but you are responsible for your choices. So how you respond to somebody or a situation, that is entirely up to you. So again, do not ever take responsibility for someone else's choices, but on the flip side of that, you are responsible for how you behave. So nobody can make you do something. You lose your temper, that's you. All right? And last one, number 5, stay out of debt. I learned this one the hard way. A lot of people have learned this one the hard way. And with the current crisis we have, nothing is becoming more crystal clear to a lot of people than debt is not a tool. It is almost, it's like a crippling part of this culture. So here's kind of how it works. Your great-grandparents, they didn't like debt. Your grandparents got credit cards for emergencies, paid them off right away, maybe had a mortgage, that was it. Your parents' generation, we, in an effort to keep up with people that we want to impress that don't even like us, we have dived into the sea of debt in full scuba gear because we're planning on going deep. And we believe debt is a tool, we want a credit score, we do all that stuff. Don't fall for this. There are lots of ways to make it through life without having debt. Sometimes it means a little extra work. Sometimes it means waiting, but it is always, always worth it. So those are my 5 points for high school graduates. Money comes from work. Not everyone gets married and has kids. People are individuals, not groups. You own your own choices and stay out of debt. Go ahead, like this video, share it, leave comments, message me, or you can even give it a thumbs down if you don't like it. But that is our episode on my 5 things for high school graduates.